Joey Logano wins, Chase Briscoe makes the best of a bad day, and Bubba Wallace spins Kyle Larson. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you are doing good today. All right, first things first, I made a whole separate video on the Bubba Wallace Kyle Larson incident, but that is what most people are talking about, so we'll just go over it real quick here. Bubba Wallace hooked Kyle Larson, in case you missed it, on the straightaway at really high speeds. Unsafe move, obviously a bad move because he's filling in for a driver technically in that 45 car, or at least running that 45 number of a guy who had to retire too early because this car is unsafe. His team owner, Denny Hamlin, has been very vocal about how unsafe this car is. He was 100% not thinking about that when he did that. He was just mad and wanted retaliation for how he felt. He was raced poorly against Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson said he crowded him too much, and he understood why Bubba Wallace was mad. He also said he doesn't think he should be suspended, but that is Kyle Larson being in the minority on that. Most people think Bubba Wallace should be suspended. Whether he's suspended or not, we will see. I personally think you should suspend anybody, but I've been consistent on that. I said they should have suspended Ty Gibbs when he did it. They should have suspended Carson Hocevar when he did it, and they should have suspended Noah Gragson when he did it. And hopefully all of those guys will learn from these incidents. They will learn from this bad press. Bubba Wallace was still super mad when he gave the interview. He's taking hits for that too. He's taking hits for pushing Kyle Larson after the fact too. But hopefully when he calms down and takes a look at the footage, he will grow from it. But that's that. I've made a whole video about it. So if you want to see that video, check that out. But let's get to the winner of the race, because we should always celebrate the winner of the race. Joey Logano with the good strategy from his crew chief there. Paul Wolfe gets the lead, or he doesn't get the lead, but he had the fresher tires, 13-lap fresher tires than Ross Chastain, who was leading the race. He finally gets by Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe was the only chance Ross Chastain had of winning this race. Chase Briscoe didn't hold Joey Logano up long enough. Joey Logano, with about 8 laps to go, starts tracking down Ross Chastain, walks him down, passes him clean. Ross Chastain, through every block in the book, tried his hardest to win that race. Just did not have the car, and I don't think even if he had newer tires, that 22 car was hooked up. Those Penske cars were hooked up, and I actually called that one in the live stream preview, just in case you missed that. So I just patted myself on the back there. Definitely called that win. But like I said, Joey Logano, he had the best car. He drove the absolute almost perfect race, and Ryan Blaney was right there with him until he cut that tire down or hit the wall or whatever happened to Ryan Blaney. But good day for Penske, good day for Joey Logano. Locks himself in to the next round of the playoffs, but he wasn't the only driver that had a good race. There were a few surprises, so let's run through this top 10 and take a look at that. Joey Logano, of course, wins. Ross Chastain has a great points day, finishing second. Kyle Busch, out of nowhere. I don't even know where he came from. He had a spin early. He lost a tire. His crew chief is gone for the rest of his tenure with JGR. No more Ben Bayshore and Kyle Busch. Chase Briscoe turned a day that was absolutely horrid into a top 5 finish, finishes 4th, so good for him. Denny Hamlin just had a nice solid day. He ends up finishing 5th. Tyler Reddick at points led this race. He ends up finishing 6th. Martin Truex Jr. starting to turn the season around a little bit. He's been sort of in a mini slump since the playoffs started, but a nice 7th place finish for Martin Truex Jr. Eric Jones continues his second half of the season where he's been absolutely on fire. I think he has about an average finish of 12th since the playoffs have started, I believe. AJ Allmendinger with another good run. He finishes 9th. And Austin Dillon doing what Austin Dillon does. Another top 10 out of nowhere for Austin Dillon, so I know people are super happy about that. And actually, right below Austin Dillon, another good finish was Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson with an 11th place finish, so good run for him. All right, that was the drivers that had a good race. The drivers that had a bad race, of course, are, well, I already mentioned one of them, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney got that damage, he wrecked his car, or the tire went down. I'm still not 100% sure what happened there, but he had a bad race because of that. Of course, Chase Elliott was never, it felt like he was never even in this race. I think he ran 20th or 21st all day long, and he ended up finishing, of course, 21st. And Christopher Bell was something I didn't mention. He was caught up in that Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson incident, and that ruined his day. He had a good car before that, though, and Christopher Bell, he also was in a wreck, so those drivers all had bad days, and you got to hate it for them. And, of course, Bubba Wallace had a bad day because he's going to be taking a lot of shots. He takes a lot of crap, I guess, anyway, but he's gonna take a whole lot more crap for the way he drove Kyle Larson there, and, well, he brought this one on himself, so it is what it is. But all right, that's all I got for you on this one. That was the good race, the bad race, and that was the race recap. So if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. It really helps out the channel, and I really appreciate all of the subscriptions. If you got a comment or question, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.